YouTube? Today we're going to do a little test drive / review of a Porsche Boxster Spyder from 2011. We're in Eden Park in Ohio where I live, and this is the car. So we're going to go take it for a little spin today. So here we are inside this lovely 2012 Boxster Spyder. We're gonna go cruise around in this lovely park up here. It's a bunch of windies. You can't go fast, unfortunately. I've always wanted to just come up here and be an absolute animal, but never gotten around to doing it because it's not the place where you can get away with it. It's also quite bumpy, as you'll probably notice from the noise and maybe my voice in the video. We'll see if we can find a smoother road to minimize the noise for the drive. It's a very stiff car, so if this is your weekend fun car in a, on very freshly paved, smooth roads, this is a great car. But if you're dealing with rougher, city roads all the time, it's not a comfortable daily by any stretch of the imagination. It makes very lovely sounds though, as you'll hear momentarily. So right now we're in Sport Plus and I got the exhaust button on. We will drive around like that for a little bit. I'll turn that stuff off. You'll be able to see if you can hear any differences. And then from there we will pause. I'll show you the interesting procedure to take the top off the car. And then we'll cruise around with the top down, get a feel for the noise, jump back into loud exhaust mode, and try and get some sound clips, and then I'll just give you some overall driving impressions of the car. It's not for a soft top, it's a relatively quiet interior, though it's really not like an overly loud interior. Now mind you, the soft top is only like target top size. It's not a massive soft top. So here we're hopping on the highway. Let's get some noise. Makes good noises. Traffic. All right, we'll give it a good 1-2 here. You ready? Really get to experience that lovely flat 6 sound. I really think so. The wife and I are somewhere between a bunch of Toyotas and a bunch of Porsches, which sounds like a stark separation there. But when you start thinking about having a decent overland vehicle, wait for the Harleys to go past. When you start thinking about having a decent overland vehicle, the Porsche Cayenne, first gen or second gen, they're very, very capable off-road vehicles, and the Boxster is like a perfect little sports car with you can put the top down on. So that would make a great setup of vehicles. Or you start thinking like the new RAV4 or 4Runner, FJ, anything in that ballpark, as well as like maybe an MR2 Spyder, or even a second gen MR2. You've also got top-down-ish kind of feelings, and they make two very good matching brand garage options that would work for us. So Boxster might be in the future. I would love it. I love the flat 6 in this car. All of them sound fantastic, and I just really enjoy this car. This particular one, being the Spyder, is a lot lighter, has the equivalent of the S engine in it, and I think that extra power bump makes a big difference. This particular car is a lot of fun to drive. It feels as light as it is, and it's very planted, lively steering. In fact, if the Spyders weren't so rare, this is like a roughly 1 of 2,000 on the 3 years of production this Spyder was made, and it's a little less than 2,000. I think it's around like 1900, but roughly 2,000 examples of this car made that came to the States, and they're quite valuable, honestly. It's not collector 911 expensive, but it's held its value very well. All right, so you got a feel for what the Boxster was like with the top on. It's not the quietest car, but again, for a soft top car, it's not very loud. But now we are going to take the top off, and this is kind of a two-man job. You want to be in the camera here?
That's a one-man job, bitch.
It's a one-man job. Okay, so we are gonna take the top off.
You always gotta roll it
so we don't tear up the plastic here.
Yeah, it'll crack it.
Yeah.
So this is the most fun part.
This is the other favorite part about the Boxster Spyder of this gen is taking the top off. And God forbid it should start raining on you when your top's off.
You gotta jump out quick.
You gotta jump out quick and put it back together.
I've got towels in the car because it happens.
Because it happens, and then you gotta dry everything off. So then you can see.
Goes in here.
Right, the little lovely thing fits in the compartment.
Undo this.
Unlatch this one.
You get this thing ready so you can roll it.
All right, and then this comes off, and then we can go ahead and take this spring one off because the other side's already undone. And then, one-man job.
So you go like this, because if you don't learn how to do it by yourself, when it rains, you're screwed.
Right.
You flip it twice. So that's one, and that's two. Unclip it here.
And then the unlatch
like
is there.
There you go.
And the whole top comes off.
If you don't wrap it right, then it won't close the back. This is kind of tight.
So it just barely fits in there, basically.
Porsche wasn't super smart about
how much room they gave you.
And then you close this, and if you don't roll it right, it'll pop, push the lid out. So
Closed?
You'll see this will pop up if it's not in there right.
Okay.
But it's beautiful.
It is. I love the buttresses on the rear here. This is what really sets it apart from a basic Boxster.
I always call it the Batmobile.
The Batmobile.
But it's a Porsche, and it drives like a Porsche, which is, you feel every bump on the road, but it's amazing.
Right? So now here you see it with the top off. And we're back. All right, so now the top's down, and we're gonna take a quick jaunt back down the 55-ish mile-an-hour road. Get a good sound clip here with the top down. It's gonna be fantastic, I promise. And then, here, let's get away from this car so you can get some sound. Yeah, so let's go up with these. I'm not entirely sure how well you're going to be able to hear me, but I'll talk loud. Nothing beats, so this car makes right around the same horsepower as mine, and it's so different when it's naturally aspirated. The sound is an entirely different animal. The way the power comes on is very reminiscent of, it's a high revving engine. I think it revs to 75-ish, 320 horse, 29-ish, 100 pounds. Only 2,000-ish examples of this car were made, for the States at least. And just the noise that the naturally aspirated car makes is totally different. The power is very linear. It's not punchy like the turbo. It comes and goes, or punchy where it comes and goes like the turbo cars do. It's just very continuous. It just continues to pull from, 1,500, 2,000 RPMs all the way up. I mean, as soon as you get on the throttle, you get a very consistent pull the whole time. The top being down is awesome. You don't get a bunch of weird buffeting. The noise is not bad for me. I'm not sure how well the audio on the mic. I've got they call it a rabbit foot or whatever on my mic. So hopefully the audio is not awful, but we shall see. Overall, the experience of this car, I guess I didn't talk about the trans at all, but anybody that's ever driven anything dual clutch knows, or probably knows, that PDK is like the epitome of a dual clutch. So if you're looking for a proper fast shifting automatic transmission, this is the one. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoy the content. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.